Hey fellas, it's Zem from Shrek Gaming, and I am bringing you a replay sent in by Mill, um, playing the WZ-111G FT, which is the new Tier 9 Chinese tank destroyer. He's got this thing, I believe, fully upgraded, so he's got the big boom stick at 750 average damage with 290 pen. Premium round is 395 pen. Holy shit. Anyway, we're on Erlenberg, and he is playing the top tier TD. Now, I'm bringing this as a not just as a great replay, because it really is a really good replay, but also kind of what you need to do as a top tier TD player. And I have a problem with this, just from the sheer number of top tier TD players that I see play their tanks, right? Um, yeah, we lose one right off the bat. Well done, well done. It's not like that water's changed in 5 years where it's at. But anyway, Mill climbs up the top of the hill here. He's looking for his first target. Um, he has a pretty aggressive team here. They move up right away. And that's how you win this map, actually. Taking the 1-2 as fast as possible and not dicking around. And that's what these guys are doing right here. They're not screwing around. They're moving up. He did nail that shot on that tank, so his numbers will obviously reflect that as we play a little bit here. You'll see that he does actually way more damage than what's actually shown. So he moves up. He's got spotters out ahead of him. Like I said, this team knows what they're doing. They're not dicking around. The other team, other side, yeah, essentially went over there without actually counting tanks. So now Mill sees this, and this is what a high tier TD player needs to do. You can dick around, hiding in the bushes, taking shots at shit, but if you're not going to progress the game, you're going to lose. And that's what Mill's going to do here. He's not going to wait for that other flank to completely fail and have to deal with two flanks. He's going to get up here and he's going to push. So his first shot that we can see, wham, nails him for 841. That is boomstick. This 152 seems to be a little bit better than the typical Russian 152. So Mill moves up, almost reloaded, looking. Okay, so he knows that guy's over to the left, and he's might take a shot from these guys, but he also knows that there's 3 tanks to the right. So he's assuming that his teammates are going to take the shots for him. He's going to move around the corner, and boom, finishes off with Lorraine. Bouncing shots left and right. He keeps it up. Like I said, he's not screwing around here. He knows that they need to win this as soon as possible. Finishes off the Wheezy, and now you've seen on the other side it's completely failed. So now it's even more important for Mill to make this move, to get moving. Bang, nails that SR1. They literally got him on the run. The other guard's moving. 430-2 is still sitting here. Who's bouncing shots that are ineffectively off of him. Mill nails him for almost 700. Okay, so now they've cleaned this flank. And this is what I'm talking about by high tier TD. He's progressed the game for a reason. He's not sitting in the bush. He's not hanging out. He's not twiddling his thumbs waiting for shit to happen, right? And that's really a good high tier TD player does, right? He doesn't sit back. He doesn't wait for shots to happen. Mill made it happen because he's that good of a player. And you know, as a high tier TD, you see this a lot, especially like players that play T10, E3s, Deadpans E100s. You know, if you're hanging out in the back behind a bush, yeah, you're just fucking your team is all you're doing, and you're gonna lose more times than not because your gun's not in the battle. Now on Mill, his gun's always in the battle. If he doesn't have shots, he's moving up to get shots. He's looking for targets. Ooh, finishes off the Waffenpanzer 4. Still tied up game. He's already up to 4K damage. Now he could rush out, and and this is kind of the deal where he's sitting here a little bit because now most of his team's made up of TDs right now at this point, as well as the enemy's team. So, but he does know there's an RU on the other side, and with that view range on that tank, it's easy to get wrecked. So now it's more of a kind of a patience, being patient here and waiting for things to happen. If he has to sit here for a minute or two just to see what happens. Now you notice where the T-30 was at. That's a good reason why not to wander off. I mean, yeah, that little red circle down there is the cap zone, but simply heading for the cap zone doesn't work. With that many mobile tanks, with the Scorpion and whatnot, artillery, STG, RU, you're going to get spotted, you're going to get wrecked. And that's exactly what happened. He just literally just got wrecked because he kept pushing. Everybody else has kind of stopped. Now it's coming down to this kind of a spotting game here. Middle moves around, see if he can get into the Waffenpanzer. Oh, he just almost had a shot there. Didn't work out. He's waiting, he knows where he can possibly pop, and boom, finishes him off. So now, it's 8 minutes, 50 seconds left, still pretty much tied up, 8-8. He's got well over 4,000. That actually didn't count up on his damage counter. But, so we have a 704, I have a general idea where he's at. This is the difference between a really good player and, a below average player. And I'm saying when I say below average player, a player that's under 49-50%. That doesn't mean that they're bad players. Just they don't make the right decisions a lot of times, which affects their essentially their win rates. He's just going to be patient here, and he says right off the bat, this is one of the reasons why they lost that T-30 was don't push, right? Don't get your way out. Don't get out in there, and don't lose HP. Because they're already down by HP. So Mill's looking around, just playing the waiting game. Got plenty of time. 7 minutes. Almost 8 minutes, really. So it's just a waiting game. He's sitting there waiting. Zooms out, still doesn't see anything, and waiting game continues. It's all about the patience here now. So you'll see a little bit later where he's actually going to become more proactive and progress the game. But right now, if he did drive out in there and got spotted, he'd most likely get wrecked with that amount of TDs and the fact that they still have a light tank running around out there. So yeah, it could be a little more interesting, because they have 2 9s left. And I don't think the 704 took any damage, and I'm not sure what the RU is sitting at with damage too. But an RU can be a very dangerous tank to deal with, with their spotting range, and very good gun. So hanging out, see who makes the first move here, and which to some people would get a little old, but like I said, a lot of these players on this team get the fact that simply rushing forward into the 5-6 line, you're going to probably get railed. Got an IS-6 kind of out in the front a little bit to see what's going on. There's a Udes moving over to the far side. There's a bush over there, but yeah, Mill doesn't say much better than that. Better than being dead and watching. That is very true. But with this many TDs, it does kind of turn into Camp Fest. The 112 finally does pop up. The Udes does spot him from over in that from that little bush over there. He's probably got binocs on. Mill's moving over here to do a little bit of support. See if anything pops up. Then 4043's probably been knocking him a few times. And I'm assuming from I couldn't tell you from now, but I'm assuming that Udes probably didn't fire at that 112. He's just simply asking for, requesting for fire, and that's what he's going to do. He's just simply spotting. So 4043 finishes him off. which is a good play. I mean, that's if he would have fired, he probably would have been spotted. He might have got taken some damage in return. But he uses his teammate, which is an artillery piece, to do the damage for him. So they're still waiting here. Now I didn't realize that we actually have 3 Uds. That's a pretty nice deal right here. So once again, back to the game. Still hanging out, still waiting. Still down to 4 minutes, 50 seconds. So now somebody's going to either have to make it. 704 pops up. If they can knock him out, the game would be a little simpler for this team. The Uds are all hanging out. That Ud actually did get spotted eventually. And Mill's going to be waiting here and see if he can get a shot. I'm kind of curious to see just how accurate this gun is. From what it looked like earlier, it looked like it was fairly accurate. Oh, nice shot. And apparently a lot more accurate than most ISU would he did get spotted after making the shot. Guard finds him. Mills pulls down back over the hill. Reloading. Fixes his ammo rack. Now they know where the guard's at. And with 3 minutes 54 seconds on it, it's no longer time to be patient. You want to win, you got to win. And simply sitting back and waiting in your top tier TD isn't gonna cut it. So he knows where the guard's at. He knows where the RU-251's at now. They're wrecking face over there. RU's getting literally pummeled. Mill moves up, gets a nice side shot here on the T-28, puts a nice shot into him, wakes him up. Scorpion's been spotted now. He's still not sitting in the bush. He's going to make this work. He wants to win. So he's going to progress it as best he can, which is, a little more difficult putting yourself out like this. Misses the snapshot on the Scorpion G. Still moving up. They nail the RU-251. Ooh, takes a big shot from the RU and then bounces off the Scorpion. I could almost hear him in chat right about now. Motherfuckers. Scorpion gets away, but still, he's got 464 hit points left. Only 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. It's time to push. It's time to get up there and make a difference. Doesn't bounce that one. Scorpion G takes a big one to the face. The guard's knocked out. I'm just leaving the Scorpion G and the artillery left. 2 minutes left, and what's great about this too is you see actually the Uds all moving up. You see everybody moving up, right? And this isn't typically how it always works. Most of the time you see a bunch of TDs still sitting back on the 2 line, no chance of getting a shot, but they're still sitting out there. Battle ends in 1 minute 50. Uds gets the Scorpion G. Now it's just a matter of finishing off the last M40-43. So they're all pushing at him. Be a nice win when they do win this. He's actually he's actually sitting at 6,000 showing right now, but he actually ended up with a little bit over 7K damage in this game, and a top gun. And I hope you guys see what I was talking about in this game about how Mill was playing his TD. Mill's an excellent player. I mean, you don't get much better than he does. But he does what he does because of he understands the game. He understands how it's played. He understands if he's in the top tier TD. When I mean top tier TD, he's a 9 and a 9, and they're top tier. And if you're playing your TD as a TD that just sits and waits for shit to happen, you're not going to be successful, right? And he just pretty much proved that point right here. He saw a flank falling, knew he couldn't just sit and watch it happen. He pushed. He took his TD that didn't have a turret and went up and wrecked face. He became the bully. He's got the big gun. He's got the HP to do it. So he did. And that's the difference between winning and losing. Progressing the game. And that's exactly what Mill did in this game. So again, hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and I actually have another game coming up here with another clanmate running the T49 derp gun, and it's a really good game. So we'll see you guys later.